Nigel, a lot conspired against you today. We'll come on to the talking points in a moment, but let's get your reflections on the match and the performance and ultimately the result.
Very, very pleased with the first half an hour of the game, up to the first goal. Thought we had control of the game, restricted Wrexham to very little. You don't want them getting a sort of head of steam up here. We did that. Will Swan goes half clear and could have put us ahead. And then we just make a simple error for the goal, the young Lewis Brunt, and all of a sudden we find ourselves 1-0 down.
That was a really good chance for Will Swan, wasn't it? Did he just take an extra touch?
Yeah, he just went a bit too wide. I thought he should have gone a little bit straighter towards goal, and then the lad can come across and get the block. But it was, I thought nothing wrong with that first 30 minutes away from home. It was very good indeed.
Prior to that, Elliot Hewitt, who returned for the first time in 11 months, had to go off after just 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling even after that it's not going to be your day. He's waited a long time for this game, and then he gets a tackle, a late tackle on him, and ends up splitting his lip. And it's one of those where we used to just sort of patch it up, get some Vaseline on it, get a little bit of cotton wool or whatever, and a bandage just to dab it as you go along, and you're allowed back on. Unfortunately not these days, and it was a sort of 10-minute job to get it stitched. We didn't think playing with 10 men for 10 minutes would have been ideal.
There were some suggestions that might have been a red card. It was a yellow. What were your thoughts?
I haven't seen the challenge back. It was a late challenge. Certainly Elliot had played the ball and it had gone. But when you look at the rest of the decisions during the game, especially the penalty, then we're probably not too surprised. That's 2 weeks running now. We had 2 penalties turned down against Colchester, and then we get one given that's 2 yards outside the box. These things are very, very important at this stage of the season.
We'll talk about that in a moment, but at the break you had to make 2 changes. What was that down to?
Will Swan got a whack right on the stroke half time on his cheekbone, was swelling up, so he couldn't come back out, and Lewis Brunt landed awkwardly on his ankle after about 35 minutes. Got through to half time, but no way could he continue, so I think that added up to about 7 defenders out at that point.
Couldn't really do much else then?
No, not much choice. Lucas had to go at right back, Jordan had to go at centre half. We literally had no other options but to do that. And having said that, it's taken a penalty outside the penalty area for them to actually score against the second half with that back four and 8 or 9 players missing.
What about prior to that penalty decision at the other end? Davis Keeler-Dunn heading into the penalty area, trying to chase down that ball, but the referee seems to have believed that the goalkeeper had 2 hands on it before the ball fell into the path of Davis. Difficult
to see. It's one of those 50-50 ones. I think quite a few referees would have let it go. Didn't clearly have control of the ball, I didn't think. But just whether you get those or not we're certainly not getting them in our favour at the moment, and that could have well changed the game. But at 1-0 you're still in it up until the penalty as well. Even with the defensive injuries, we're still in the game at 1-0, and then for them to get that with 20 odd minutes to go, something like that, 25 minutes to go, that just sort of makes it even more difficult from that point.
And then the penalty, there's no qualms or questions about it. It's a very bad decision. And he's well outside the box making the foul, Jordan Barry.
Very, very disappointing. I'm disappointed in the assistant as well, because he's looking right across it from a closer point to the referee in a better angle as well. And he should be telling the referee as well. So I'll pop in and see them and just ask the ref on. I said, he absolutely certain. He said 100% certain he was inside the area after the game. He's wrong.
Well, there was some time taken to make it.
Yeah, that's it. He paused, and we assumed then that the assistant had sort of weighed in on the comms and told him yes, it was definitely in. But the fourth official said no, it was completely the referee's decision. And we had him at Doncaster early on the season. I believe he's doing well. He's had a Premier League game this season. Maybe he's used to VAR and and rectifying those sorts of decisions. But unfortunately, his error today has played a key part in the result.
Any players who were affected by injury today likely to return for Easter Monday?
Elliot.
Aside from Elliot.
He's going to be fresh, which is great. No, none of the other ones that are out. Obviously Bailey is out. That was an enforced change at the back. Hiram, or we wanted Ollie Clark, we thought today physically, and I thought Ollie was very good for the first hour today. And then Stephen Quinn's had a heavy cold. We've got the other game on coming up on Monday, so that was the reason for leaving him out. So obviously he'll be fine.
Are you encouraged to have a game so quickly?
Yeah, no, I wish we had 6 weeks to get a few people fit, even longer in some cases. But we'll get a team out, and I think the frustration of today will serve us well come Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.